Hello everyone, this is Jayesh from OMAI Healthcare Solutions. Yesterday we posted a deep technical blog on the 4 FHIR APIs that the payers like Medicare Advantage, Medicaid, Managed Care, CHIPS, QHPs need to have in production by January 2027. So I got some really good questions from the network, and few of them asked me about how the 837 will be mapped to the fire claim resource and how the 835 will be mapped to the EOBs. So I thought I'll make a video on it and also write a detailed technical blog about the same, because mapping 837 to fire claim resource and mapping 835 to the fire COB resource requires some deep technical understanding about the x12 and EDI. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so let me set the context here. The 837 professional claim, this is basically the most common electronic transaction in US healthcare. We are talking about 4 billion plus claims filed every year. Every payer receives this. Now the 835, the electronic remittance advice, this is the payer's response. This is where your payments and the details like your denials, copay, co-insurance, deductible, and every adjustment reason lives. And what CMS 0057F is saying is that you take both of this and serve them as a fire explanation of benefit and claims resource through your patient access API. And that transformation going from x12 to fire, that's where 80% of the work sits. So guys, let's start with the 837P, which means 837 professional. It follows a strict hierarchical structure. Think of it like nested envelopes. So if you see here on the screen, at the top you have ISA IA. That is the interchange envelope, which contains all the sender ID, receiver ID, control number. And then this is the GSG. It's called the functional group. This tells you if it's a healthcare claim and what's the version of the x12 form, 837, like 5010. There was also 4010. Then this is the STSE, the transaction set. This is basically where all the, between this segment is where all the claim information is present. So now inside the transaction, this is where your actual business data lives, from loop 1000A, 2000A, 2000B, 2000C, 2300, 2400. So each loop and the segments in the each loop contains specific information. Like if you see loop 2000A contains information about the billing provider, their NPI, their taxonomy. Loop 2000B has information about the subscriber, the insurance information. The SBR segment has the insurance information. So well, the scope of this video is not to go into the details of the 837, but if you want to start from like the nano level of learning 837, then you can visit my YouTube channel, and there I have a complete playlist. Let me just show it to you. So if you go in the playlist, you have this electronic data interchange playlist, and this is also one of the videos. The first video is also embedded as an iframe, uh, in this blog. So if you see the blog, you will see the uh, EDI playlist there, or the first video of the playlist. Now, here is something that most guides completely miss. In practice, you don't go straight from raw x12 to FHIR. What most systems do is they have to parse the 837 into a relational database with normalized tables, and in our case, I have passed it in the clinical data warehouse into separate tables. So if you see loop 2000b, where in the x12 837 format, in loop 2000b, there is the subscribers information, and that goes into patients table here. Loop 2300, where most of the claim information is, that becomes your encounter table. And the HI segment, which has the diagnosis codes and all the diagnosis related information, that goes into the diagnosis tables here. The SV1, which is the service line information, which means like all the procedure related information, that goes into the procedures table. Loop 2010 BB, which where the payers information goes, that is stored like in the payers table maybe. And your billing and rendering providers go into the service providers table. So your FHIR transformation then reads from this tables, not from the raw x12. And understanding this intermediate layer is really critical for a successful patient access API implementation. Right. Now the second important EDI format is the 835. This is the payer's adjudication response. And this is where most of the EOB data actually comes from. So let me walk you through the key segments. So if you look at the CLP segment, claim payment, this tells you the claim status, the total charged amount, the total paid amount, what is the patient's responsibility. This maps to your EOB header. So if you have seen a paper EOB, all the information that goes on the top of the EOB, which is on the claim level, like what was the charge amount and what was the paid amount, that is what the CLP segment is in the X12 835. The SVC segment is the most important one, because here is where all the information per procedure, what is the payment made and what is the contractual obligation, what is the patient's responsibility, what is the co-pay, co-insurance, deductible, and all the group codes and the important adjustment codes output on in this loop, on this level, on SVC. So I think I don't have a detailed video on this, but I'll plan to make one soon. But yeah, looking at the scope of this video, we will move on. And if you want to see the nanoscopic level of the 837 and 835, I've already put that into this blog. So I would encourage you to go through this blog, and if you are interested in getting the element level mapping details, yeah, this is the place you should look. So guys, we have published all of this in detail on our blog post. If you find this helpful, please share it with your engineering team. And if you're looking for the 837 institutional mapping, leave a comment on the post and I'll try to help you with that. So I hope you find this useful. Thank you.